connecting them. However, they're not going to be maintaining them. There's not going to be any maintenance or management. And they're sending out letters to all customers to actually come up with an alternate solution or move their services that are fire alarm, elevator, etc., onto an alternate method of delivery. So did anyone have a question? No, sorry. So that's pretty much their end date, end of life, their target date is actually 2025, summer 2025. Now we are in summer 2023. It sounds like there's plenty of time, 2 years, right? But trust me, it's not a lot of time, particularly when we are talking about 37 million POTS lines. To migrate them from this outdated platform onto something new, it's very time consuming. It requires a lot of planning and process, but more importantly, the alternate solution must be certified by government authorities and fire department, so that the service you will put on those new lines, such as alarm, elevator, they're always up. One advantage of the copper wire is that it delivers DC current. So you do not need an external power source for that phone line to work, right? If there's an elevator, you see that button that says call in case you get stuck, God forbid. But for whatever reason, if you need to call, you can press that button and the call goes through. That's because that phone line or that phone set is pulling energy, electricity from that copper wire. So once the copper wire goes away, it's replaced by fiber or anything else, cable, coax. Those cables or those delivery methods do not carry DC current. So one might say, Verizon might come out and say, hey, listen, we have Fios or fiber circuit. You can use the elevator line on that. Yes, you can, but in case that fiber circuit is out, right, there is no phone connection altogether. And there's also no power. So that's a matter of life and death. As such, fiber is not certified by alarm companies and fire authorities, fire department, I mean. So the idea is to put the service on a platform that is fully redundant and has built-in backup. So we have carriers in our portfolio that offer POTS transformation as a service, where they basically take the service away from copper wire and put them on a platform that has multiple different delivery method and power source built in. So you can have a primary delivery method, which could be fiber, it could be cable circuit, cable coax, or it could also be 4G. The secondary could be one of those also. Number two is the power. So it has a the router that connects to the service has a primary power source, but it also has a battery backup, and that battery backup is 16 to 24 hours. So you have two ways to get in and out, to make that phone call in and out, and you also have two power sources. So in case there's a power failure, there's 16 to 24 hours of battery backup, right? So it's fully redundant, and it's certified by the fire department, alarm companies, and government authorities. This is the only way to guarantee that your service is always going to be working and protect yourself from legal liabilities. So in case there's an outage, somebody got stuck in that elevator, they press that button, which is no matter of life and death, right? They press that button, the phone call will go through, the phone will work. Even if there's no power in the building, that phone will still work. Even if there's the cable primary delivery method, which is cable or fiber, it went down, power went down. Now you have 4G and battery backup to carry that call. That's what we are talking about. Once again, the POTS lines are typically used for elevator line, alarm line, lifeline, fax lines, and in many businesses in rural areas where there's not enough robust bandwidth, people still use copper POTS lines for basic phone service. And if you would like to use this platform for regular phone service, you can also do so. Just wondering, any questions in the meantime, if anyone has any questions? If not, I'll continue.
Yes, please.
Okay, so that's basically everything in a nutshell. Now, this process, like I said, it's a managed process. Once an order is placed, a project manager will be assigned. They will come out and they will, if necessary, they will do a site survey. And a site survey is actually necessary for elevators or multiple elevators, because we need to figure out exactly where that cellular device will be positioned, whether it's on the top of the elevator or at an external location, and then a line would need to be extended, etc. So it's a fully managed process, and the technician will come out, will do the site survey, will drop a plan, and then we'll install.
I have a question.
Yes, of course.
What is one of the hindrances that you're experiencing when you try to tell people that they need to prepare for this transformation?
Right, that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. Listen, POTS line is not at the top of anyone's mind, right? They're thinking about cybersecurity or unified communications, but POTS is a extremely necessary lifeline. You could call it a necessary evil, right? So when we approach customers, hey, let's look at your alarm line or your elevator line, they're not thinking about that. We really have to drive that point deep into their mind, that this is matter of life and death. It's going to come to an end of life by 2025. You may think it's a long time you have, but it's not a long time, because all these lines will need to be managed properly, and there has to be a project manager who has to come out and design the whole platform. And we're talking about 37 million lines.
Well, a lot of people think Verizon will handle this already. So if Verizon will handle it, right?
Verizon has an alternate solution, but then again, it's not fire department certified. Verizon is replacing copper platform with their fiber optic network, right? Again, fiber optic does not carry DC current. So in case that fiber gets cut, the phone is completely dead. It doesn't have connectivity. It does not have power. Both. It's completely dead. So now Verizon is not explicitly saying that, hey, you need to be on a fully compliant platform. Verizon is basically saying, hey, you want a phone line? I will give you a phone line. The rest is your responsibility. How to go about it is your responsibility. You understand?
Yes, understood.
So that is an issue, and we represent Verizon as well. Verizon is one of our carriers in our portfolio. I'm not here to knock anyone. However, there are carriers who are such as Spectrotel, Lingo, Mettel, etc. They have run with this product. They actually have a plan, because they're looking at this requirement through the eyes of an elevator and alarm line, and they realize that the end user, if they do not implement the right technology, there are severe consequences. There are legal consequences. There are financial consequences. If somebody gets stuck, somebody may die. I don't mean to over dramatize this situation, but let's just take this example. Take this scenario for an example. Someone with a heart condition in the dead of summer, 100 degrees, right, got into an elevator. That elevator is experiencing an outage. That person might have a panic attack, and there may be massive medical consequences, right? Do you want to take that responsibility? If you did not provide the right platform, if you did not provide the right connectivity to that elevator where that person is able to communicate with someone outside and know that, okay, help is on the way, and something bad happens, you're on the hook. That's a huge liability, right? And even before the liability, if you do not have the right platform in place and there are inspections, and if you fail the inspection, the first time you might get a fine, second time you might get a bigger fine, and the third time you might have a license revoked. So there are many consequences. And so the 2-year time sounds like a long time, but it's not a long time. There needs to be a lot of planning and work that needs to take place in the meantime. So we recommend you get started as soon as possible.
Very sobering.
If there are no questions, there is a video. I'm not sure if we're able to play that video that shows exactly what the alternate platforms are. Are we able to do that?
Jay, can you proceed with the video? Who has the video?
Okay, you're on mute. It's coming. Hold on.
Okay.
We're going to do 3, 2, 1. Is there sound? Bear with us. We're going through the technical difficulties. Let's see. All right, let's let it play. Yep.
Hi, I'm Mike Robinson from Spectratel, and welcome to the YouTube video series from First Light Cloud Exchange of what you need to know about POS transformation. And we're here at the Channel Partners in Las Vegas, and I brought with me my demo kit that we use at Spectratel to show a few of our POS transformation products. Now, what I've done is I brought in some very old analog phones just to show that analog lines do work on our products. And I've also brought in a few of the products which I'm going to go over with you very shortly. Now, if you can imagine, although this is on a table, a customer's office, and they have primary internet access, and this cradle point device has a 4G card built into it. But let's just imagine that they have a cable circuit through Altice or Comcast or any cable provider that's out there, or they use maybe fiber or some other primary internet access. And what we've done is we've taken this device and plugged it into both of the devices we're going to show you today that offer POTS transformation as a service, POTS replacement products. This also is a device that we offer which has 2 analog ports in the back of it. Not shown here is another device by the same manufacturer which has 8 ports. And on this device there are lights showing both the WAN connection of the internet coming in, both of my phone lines which are active, as well as my battery. Now the nice thing is that this phone, you can hear the dial tone, is plugged in to this device and it's going over the internet network. But the reason why you want to have certain business continuity on devices like this is because at times the power may go out or you may lose internet service. And if that happens on non-compliant devices, the dial tone goes away. So if you can hear the dial tone right now, but my power were to go out, I have battery backups that are built in to this device that back up the power. And if my internet were to go out, I have 4G SIM cards in this device, which are backing up the internet. And as you can hear, my dial tone is still on. So for customers who need, obviously, elevators, alarms, fire safety lines to work when there are power outages, or if there is an outage for the internet service, this device checks the boxes for both compliance. It can sit on a desk like this, or go on a wall and have that, and very easy to have in a customer's DMARC or phone room. That's one of our devices that we have for POS transformation. We also have the UMA AirDial device, which works very similar to this device, but has 4 ports in the back of it. And instead of lights, it has a LCD display. And what this LCD display shows is not only the same things the other device does when it comes to uptime, battery life, and cell signal, but it also lists all 4 of the lines. And then at Spectratel, we can actually customize a name or description after the line showing what its use is. And our customers really like this feature because they may not know which of the lines goes to their elevator, which one goes to a fax machine, which one goes to their voice lines, and we can actually label that for them to make that very easy. And just like the other phone over here, which has dial tone, if I were to lose internet service or if I were to lose power, my dial tone stays on. Now, we also have another device which is still fine for non-mission critical voice transmissions. So if you have a old phone like grandma's rotary phone right here that's plugged into this device and it's only going to be used for occasional voice calling, it's using a POTS line today, looking to save some money, or maybe the POTS lines are being decommissioned, this device is more than fine. However, it does not have a battery backup unless it's plugged into one, and it does not have any integrated 4G or any other internet backup devices. So if the internet or the power were to go down, the dial tone wouldn't work. So while we don't recommend this SIP over analog product for mission critical lines, it is perfectly fine for old phone systems like you see on this display right here to work just for voice transmissions. That is our POS transformation product. Not shown here is we also at Spectratel have the unique capability to offer dial tone through many of our cable providers, including Comcast, Cox, Altice, or Spectrum. So that's another option you can also have for POS transformation products. So when you think of POS transformation as a service products through Spectratel, think of First Light Cloud Exchange, and you won't be boxed in. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Sorry about that technical difficulty. Sometimes things are not very smooth. We apologize, but you get the picture. I hope everyone got a clear understanding of the issue here today. The not so good news is that copper platform is being decommissioned and there's very little time. But the good news is that we have solutions in our portfolio. Like I mentioned, Spectratel is a great carrier. They're taking this bull by the horn and running with it. They have already moved tens of thousands of POTS lines away from copper onto their platform, and it's fully certified by the compliance agencies as well as fire department and alarm companies. So please reach out to us, reach out to Angela at Abrams Consulting or to us at First Light Cloud Exchange and engage us. We will come out and we'll do a site survey and we will move your elevator, alarm, and fire lines away from the copper platform onto a more reliable platform.
Well, thank you, Taz, for that demonstration. Should there be any questions, you can post them in the chat. If not, you can certainly reach out to me. My name is Angela Gibson. My email address is agibson@abrahamsconsulting.com. We'll send you a follow-up email for those of you who are here. That's the end of the presentation. So thank you so much for joining. We appreciate your time.